I'll say a few things about the current state of TAFE. So basically TAFE's in crisis and struggling to retain teachers. I've talked to TAFE teachers from all over, from Curry to Ultimo to St Leonard's, all over. And it's the same sad story, right? Intensification of compliance, administration duties, courses, staff and funding, and faculty's just being casualised. For Bradfield specifically, we're the only teachers in the state that have to work an additional 3.5 hours each week, which amounts to an extra week over the course of a term, in order to accrue overtime to have holidays during those non-teaching weeks. Back to the TAFE generally, in 2012 TAFE had 17,000 employed teachers. Today it's at about 8,000, right? So, so each year, did some maths, TAFE saves around $1 billion in the form of job cuts, and yet there's still no money to pay us properly. We have part-time teachers in our school and throughout TAFE teaching regular teaching programs with all the responsibilities of permanent staff, and yet remain employed as casuals. It's not good enough. We need permanent jobs, and we need to restore the 8,000 jobs that have been cut over the last 10 years. Last year, TAFE management tried to run a non-union enterprise agreement, and got thrashed in that. 73% of TAFE teachers saying no. Following that, since TAFE sits within the Fair Work Commission, we had ballot the membership to take protected industrial action. It was quite a positive experience. We, teachers from Bradfield and other teachers, alongside some Federation officials, campaigned for a no vote, yes vote, sorry for that, for the capacity to take industrial action. And that was very, very successful. We voted for a range of actions, from wearing badges to wearing tees to taking strike action. And each of those actions received more or less 98% support, right? So we were really frustrated, and we wanted to take action. This is also off the back of our 2021 TAFE agreement, where we copped basically a wage freeze. So it was a 0.3% pay rise. So this amounts to quite a significant real wage cut, right? They did this to nurses as well, right, in the middle of the pandemic. We subsequently took action, a stop work action, so just an hour, and then, or was it 2 hours? It was 1 hour, right? 1 hour. In October, and then in November we took the first 24-hour strike that TAFE had taken in 10 years. It was bittersweet though, because really this was a backup plan. We were supposed to go on strike alongside our teacher comrades in schools, and Catholic school teachers as well, right? Which could have been a moment of joint industrial action and an escalation. 98% of TAFE teachers voted for that action, proving that willingness to fight. Despite this, our union's focus remained on the election and lobbying Labor. It seems, strikes for our union really are seen as a media stunt, and that's it. Speeches from our officials at the rally that we called, called for a fight all the way to the ballot box, for instance. Following the winding down of action in schools, the TAFE membership were also wound down our action, and negotiations went ahead, which resulted in a very poor outcome. 2.53% increase and a one-off $1,500 cash payment. Again, it was a real wage cut of around 4%. The only real progress we made was in the conversion from temporary positions to permanent positions, where there was a requirement for 2 years continuous service. That's been reduced now to 1 year. There were also some gains around domestic violence leave. However, there's nothing in place for one of the biggest issues, which is just the sheer number of part-time casuals being converted into secure employment. So the current agreement expires in January next year. We do need to begin mobilising now to pressure Labor to deliver an above-inflation pay rise, commit to thousands of new jobs, permanent jobs, and 100% funding for TAFE to save the sector. It's welcome that 11,000 school teachers will be made permanent, but there's no such commitment for TAFE teachers, 77% of which are in precarious employment. MINS has only committed to funding TAFE up to 70% of its needs, and after suffering a pay freeze, yet TAFE teachers are even further behind in terms of pay with our school counterparts. Federation's strategy is really not working. We need action for a better deal for TAFE. Thank you. We now have